Hello everybody, we're going to talk a little bit about Ushiro Geri, back kick. I got a request for this one from a dear friend of mine and senior practitioner of Shoshin-ryu. Just some different ways to work your back kick, or Ushiro Geri. Donkey kick, it looks like donkey kick. The curriculum videos, if you have them, they're going to offer a lot of help. I know Mr. Stetz is on there working the basic on that. So we're going to talk about just the really basic, probably going to be right in line with those videos, and then we'll talk about a couple of ways that I tend to think about it. So number one is always your 4 count. Your kick is always on a 4 count. Obviously, when you're in an altercation and you're having to use this, or when you are like blasting on a kata, it's all in one motion and it's fast, right? But we only get there if you can do anything really slow. You train to get faster and faster and faster to where it just comes out. But if you always do it fast, you don't necessarily have the efficacy to be able to do it slow. So everything is done on a 4 count. So first we're going to talk about stance for real basic motion. We're going to go with a kokutsudachi. So kokutsudachi, I'm here, okay? And I want to just sort of stay there. The foot's off, but I'm not doing my whole very low kokutsudachi. Just means I have sort of a foot forward. I have this foot forward, and that's the one that's going to kick. I'm going to come 1, I'm going to open the shoulders, and I'm going to look. But I'm not looking with both eyes. So if I'm turned around here and I look at the camera, I can see the camera with my right eye. If I close that eye, I can't see anything, okay? If anybody's watched the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin, he says, man, use your peripherals, because he's talking about looking at, girls in the club or whatever. It means you're not like, okay? I don't want Bob to know that I see him. But I can see him. I know exactly where he is, okay? So with that, as I turn, right, that's as far as I have to turn. And because I want to keep my butt in line, I want to keep my hips in line to deliver the kick through the structure of my leg, right? If I continue to turn and I try to look at him with both eyes, it takes my sort of posterior chain off, and I rotate, and now my hips are off, and I have to control my leg with muscles to get it back on track. I want to put my structure in a proper place to be able to deliver the kick in a efficient manner, right? Just like anything else. Put yourself in the right position so that everything lines back right up, okay? So with that, I turn, boop, right? My weight is off of this leg. I go 1. That's my number 1. 1, okay? I've got my shoulders open. Why? Because now, if I bend all the way over, right, that's a good way to train it just to get some balance. But we're going to talk a little bit more about how we deliver that kick. So we're going to open that shoulder so we have a circular motion with a straight motion. Boop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Work that control. Let's just see it from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Numbers get off. Forgive me. 1, 2, 3, 4. How do I train it? How do you get such balance? By doing it over and over again. How do you get there? You work the basic. Okay? Stay straight. Pull your leg out, let your arms hang down. And hang out here for a while. And then start to bring it into where it's like, oh, how do I feel structure there? All right, let's talk about foot position right quick. Foot position is, what am I kicking with? Kicking with the ball of the heel, the ball of the heel. If I took a soda can, it's empty, and I want to crush it on the pavement, right? I'm hitting it with the ball of, like the bottom of my heel, not the flat of my foot, not the ball of underneath my toes, okay? I'm going to try to hold this here for you. I want to nail him here and get that structure. See how my toes are pulled back? Okay? So at the extent of my kick, I want those toes to be pulled back to my head. I want those toes to be pulled back to my head. Like I'm drawing them back to my head. That's the foot position of what you're striking with. Next, we're going to talk about foot position and the angle that it's at. I think I'm going to kick towards the camera here to help you. When I line this up, and I'm looking at the camera, and I kick, if I let my knee come out to the side and let's talk about earlier in the chain. If I let my toes come out to the side and I let them go to that far wall, what just happened to my structure? If somebody pushed on me, first off, my knee is going to come out. It's going to push into my hip this angle, and I'm not going to have much structure, okay? Stay up. Okay, so I want my toes to be primarily down. So as I come up, straight line between two points, I want to make sure my heel is nice and high, and I drive that straight line back. I want my toes to be down as much as possible. Now, if I went and said that just now, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to point them all the way down, I take myself out to where now I'm going this way. There's a little happy medium there that you have to find. It's just like kicking strong with a Geri. If I'm kicking straight and I'm not very flexible on the hamstring, and I try to kick a higher target, my kick's going to start to, at the last part of that, is going to start to come up and go up as opposed to penetrating through, which is what I want. It's the same with this. If I let those toes, if I tell those toes to really crank straight down, outside of my capability and my flexibility in the hip and my structure, it's going to be weird. It's going to take away from the power of the kick. So I want one. Okay, I've opened up my shoulder. I can see the camera with my right eye, same side as my leg, okay, my kicking leg, and then I drive that straight back. All right, I like to keep a little tension here on my back so that I can feel myself not giving away here to where I feel like I'm about to go into a forward roll. I like to keep my shoulders up as much as my structure will allow as I deliver my kick. Okay, toes are checked. I can see the camera with my right eye. I've delivered my kick. I'm in line. Okay, let's talk about targeting. Put your eyes on the target. Keep your eye on the target. Okay, so I'm going to open that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but I missed him. I need to get him. I need to put my heel directly on his solar plexus. And I want to get to where I'm just touching him, just touching for this drill. Just touching, because I want the full extent, the full power of my kick fully extended. I'm not pulling back my kick. I'm getting right up to him. And I want to just get a little to where when he pushes back, if I was pushing too far, then he's pushing back in my structure, and then I'm training myself to be out of balance in that way. So I want to get to where I just touch it, and I'm still staying up. Wherever that distance is for me and my height, my length of leg, right? Too close. That's where I want to be. Fully extended, putting my heel directly on it. 10 each leg, every day, accuracy. Okay? How do we train power? Well, you're not going to get as much power with what I will say is just the leg or just the body out of this position. Yes, by opening the shoulders, I'm getting a little bit of a rotational energy into my straight line through my target, but it's not as much as I would like. It's a little bit low. Okay? So you're only going to do so much with the target behind you and bang. But believe me, with accuracy and your training and your power, it's going to be enough. Okay? It'll be just fine. Let's talk about getting a little bit more rotation out of your kick. And how to kick out of any stance. Musashi says, let your fighting stance be your normal stance, and let your normal stance be your fighting stance, okay? With that, if he's standing here, I should be able to kick him with an Ushiro Geri. If he's standing here, I should be able to kick him with an Ushiro Geri. If he's standing here, that's kind of weird. You should be able to kick him with an Ushiro Geri. Obviously, here as well. How do I train my Geri from here? I'll let you ask those questions and maybe play with it. So the first part that I like to drill is standing sideways. Okay? Now, it's not going to be as efficient to kick him with this leg with Ushiro Geri. I'll have to sort of turn around and do some different things. But with this far leg from my target, okay, I can do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this foot. I'm going to turn it. And then I'm going to continue that rotation. And then now I'm looking at it with my right eye. Okay? So this is my right leg on this outside. Okay? So I 1, 2, and then I start my kick. Okay, so I open that heel up, I point it at my target, right? I pivot on the ball of the foot of the close side leg. I turn it open, and then drop. Okay, so now you can get this play where you start putting it in one motion. 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. And remember, I always say this, sound effects matter. So if you're not saying pa or whoop-ah or bang when you're doing it, you're missing out. Okay? So get that rotation. There's your kick. Okay? All right. That looks like from this side. 1, 2, 3. That's where your kick starts. Okay. Here's a thought, because I just did a little bit. As I kick, if I let my shoulders come forward, my opinion is you don't want something going that way and something going that way. We want everything going through our target. Full motion through, not something back and something forward as a split. It's not the same for when we're here, because this drawback, this rotation, adds to this strike. So the chamber, I will argue that is going to give you that power. With this one, if I'm opening here and then tipping over, I've split my energy. So I want everything to go through as much as possible. There's just a lean, but that's what that tension in the small of the back with that kick is for. It keeps everything going through that target. Next, let's talk about standing square. How do I kick him from the front? I know you can't see my feet. I'm gonna kick him with my right leg. I'm gonna take my right leg and put it on his left. Never mind. All right, so I'm gonna take this left leg, this outside leg. I'm gonna cross it, and now I'm in the exact same position as I was when I stood sideways. So I'm here. I cross, open, kick, drive. All right. So I face him. 1, 2, 3. All right. Sorry, I keep restarting the other way. 1, 2, 3. And then it's on you to practice that to where it starts to become smooth. And it's going to be good. So, okay, how do we strengthen the muscle groups that are going to help you? Planks, okay? Sit in a plank for a minute at a time, 2 minutes at a time, 3-4 times a day. It's going to build up those core muscles and get them going. Flexibility in the hamstrings. So just practicing these, anything that you can do to practice your hamstrings. Sprints. Sprints are going to do it because they're building the buttocks and the quads, so it's giving you that explosive energy as well. And just doing it a bunch. Mom, I'll be right there, but I have to do 50 Ushiro Geri each side. The first 10 are going to be accuracy and slow. The next 10 are going to be smooth and slow. And then 30 each side, I'm going to be letting it out. You can change those numbers however you like for whatever you need. Good job. Thank you very much, and keep training.